So the Mariners had a 1-0 lead going into the bottom of the 8th inning. Bryce Miller was pitching absolutely well. Like, he was pitching absolutely fantastic. Here was a stat line. It was 7 strong innings, only gave up 2 hits, pitched 90, and 9 strikeouts. And you would think, like, I know, I get it, that maybe you don't want to burn out your starters. I totally get it. But Bryce Miller was pitching an absolute shutout, and then he goes to Jimmy Garcia, and then it went to Andres Munoz, and then gave up a home run, a 2-run home run to a guy that's not even batting 200. Like, this is absolutely ridiculous. Like, you know the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't freaking fix it. And what does Scott Servais do? He pulls out Bryce Miller on a 2-hitter, a 2-hit shutout, and you pull him out? The offense was doing absolutely nothing. Like, I don't even know if Bryce Miller even pitched a walk at all. He didn't even walk anybody. And then immediately Jimmy Garcia already walked the batter. Already did. And then there was a stolen base. And then Meadows got the third base, pulled out Munoz, which I didn't really hate the decision, because put your best pitcher against someone that's a 1-something. Nope. Gives up a 2-run home run. And it's just makes me question. Like, I think leaving Bryce Miller in there would have been the best possible choice. Now, don't get me wrong. Was the offense terrible? Yes, I agree. The offense was terrible. And if they play exactly like this against Pittsburgh and the Dodgers, and they come to Seattle against San Francisco, they should absolutely be met with thunderous boos to the point it causes an earthquake. Yes, I agree. The offense was absolutely pathetic. Like, I know a lot of people are going to say I'm excusing the offense. Absolutely not. They should have given Bryce Miller more run support and much more for the bullpen to work on. But the point is, you had Scott Servais. You had a 2-hit shutout happening. The Tigers were useless. And those 2 hits were just gimpy little singles that probably shouldn't have happened either. And then you pull Bryce Miller, like I'm sorry. Like, I'm tired of Scott Servais allowing this to happen. He's afraid of taking his starters even into the 8th inning. He did the same mistake yesterday. Did the same exact thing yesterday with Brian Wu with a 2-0 lead. Only give up 4 hits. And immediately Jimmy Garcia gives up a tying 2-run home run. Like, it's like a carbon copy and paste of yesterday's game. And he gave up those 2 runs. And this time, they gave up the 2 runs again. So, like, I did not understand the decision. Like I get it. You want to save your starters until the playoffs. But here's the thing. There's no playoffs right now. If the season ended today, you would be out of the playoffs. You're now 3.5 games back from the wild card. You're 3 games back from the division against an Astros team that, frankly, up until their 8-game winning streak, they were not even doing that great either. They're banged up to crap. And now the Mariners are 3 games back from the Astros. Like, what was Scott Servais thinking? Like, here's the thing. If you go one more inning, I'm asking for one more inning. If you go 1 inning, he's not going to get a Tommy John surgery. It's not like if he goes 100 pitches, the 100 pitch mark is going to give him Tommy John. No! You got to take risk. And you had to take risk because the urgency to win this game was really high, because you don't want to get swept going into Pittsburgh when you're going up against another ace from Pittsburgh, against also a struggling Logan Gilbert, by the way. Like, I really question this. I really question if Scott Servais even believes in his team to even make it to the playoffs, because Or better yet, maybe he believes in the team so much that he doesn't have to play desperation ball. And this was a time to be in desperation ball where you let Bryce Miller just finish it out. And here's the thing. I know a lot of fans would probably say, well, if Bryce Miller gave up the runs, you would trash Scott Servais. But no, I would not. If Bryce Miller gave up those runs, I wouldn't have blamed it on him. I would have blamed it on the offense not scoring anything, because putting in Bryce Miller was the absolute correct decision. Like, I just don't understand. Like, Scott Servais, does he ever learn from this? No, he does not. He really doesn't. And like I said, I get it. Offense was terrible. They should be booed to the storm. But at least as a manager, your job of the manager is to manage the game and put the team in the best position to succeed. But no, Scott likes to load manage his starters, which, by the way, it really is not working. Like, must I say it again? He pulled Logan Gilbert after 84 pitches with a 4-run lead. And you can't, and it wasn't really exactly sustainable. Maybe it was even more than that. Maybe that deficit was even, or that lead was even more. And that bullpen pretty much just blew it up completely. And then don't forget about that Robbie Ray versus Yordan Alvarez. Like, it's these decisions that cost these games. Like, we should be talking about the fact that the Mariners won the series, got the revenge on Detroit, not the fact that the Mariners just got swept. And all Root Sports is going to say is, well, Brian Wu and Bryce Miller pitched fantastic. That's not the point. Those 2 starts were wasted because of Scott Servais's incompetence. Like, you've already saved the pitching count from Bryce Miller, from saving him from all the other games that may have been costly, but you didn't let him finish this one. Like, truthfully and realistically, I was asking for just 1 inning. 1! I wasn't asking even for a complete game, even though I was. But I was thinking, just go 1 more inning and then let Munoz finish the job, maybe. But Munoz has also pitched yesterday. So I don't know. Like, this is what I'm seeing. Scott Servais is going to continue load managing. Like, he would even load manage on Game 7 of the World Series, to be honest with you, because he doesn't want to wear and tear his starters. And yes, I get it. The Mariners starters have pitched more than anyone in the league, and the bullpen has not pitched much. But when it comes to situations, this was the time to let Bryce Miller go all the way. Now, if he gave up like 5 hits and had some bases loaded, runners in scoring position like every other inning, then yes, by all means, let the bullpen take care of it. But this one, he was pitching absolutely lights out. And I honestly felt it. The moment Bryce Miller was pulled out, that's when I said the game was over. And if I was at the casino, I would have put in quite a bit of cash to put on the Tigers. And man, I would have won a lot of money. But instead, I'm here doing a show for you guys. Going into the Pirates series, not feeling confident at all. And let me see how the standings are for the Pirates so far. The Pirates are at 56 and 64, but knowing that's a bad team, Mariners are probably going to lose to them anyway. Like, I know that people dog on me for being extremely negative, but I wish that I was wrong. I wish I was wrong that it was a bad decision by Scott Servais. I wish that Jimmy Garcia proved me wrong. I really do. And I really want to be positive for this team. But I just can't with all these constant mistakes that are happening. Scott Servais pulling people. Dom Canzone with his ridiculous swings and misses. Like, Dom Canzone should not be on this team anymore. Like, I would send his butt down. I don't know. I don't know what to expect for the Pirates series, but I'm thinking it's going to be a disaster. But that's all I got to say. Thank you very much for watching, and go Mariners.